penis was oscillating between extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized.
This one's wife, Archie, in hospital. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I have explained before that I ask you, my valuable viewers, to send me topics, information, video footage, examples of various aspects of narcissism, with the invitation for me to expand upon it, explain it, unravel it. I received some excellent and intriguing suggestions from people, along with some useful source material. The purpose of this is often to utilize live instances of the narcissist in action, for instance, an article about somebody's behaviours, or possibly some video footage showing them behaving in a particular way, which bears analysis. As you know, I also analyse this one's wife and the interaction that she has with other people, particularly Harry, her children, the members of the royal family, because not only is she a useful example of narcissism in action, she's hugely prominent and a lot of people have an interest in her. Thus it behooves me to utilise her as an example. In so doing, I utilise newspaper articles, magazine articles, actual video footage of her, blind items that have been put forward to demonstrate various facets of her behaviour, and in some instances also to demonstrate how information is put out about her which isn't accurate, and how that proves to be problematic and plays into her hands. Information has been sent to me from something called redcarpet.com. I'm not familiar with what that is, but it tells us, tragic, Prince Harry panics as this one's wife tells him Archie was hospitalised after having high fever. Now, as you know, the suggestion was that when Harry turned up to be a bell end of aviation and pick up his award, this one's wife wasn't with him because apparently one of the children was unwell. I explained that it was more likely that because this one's wife wouldn't want to pay second fiddle to Fantapubes receiving an award, because as you know, as a narcissist, she needs to be the one that comes first. Suspicion, therefore, arose that there wasn't any illness and she was just utilising the supposed care for a child as an excuse to avoid attendance. This then got blown out of the water with the suggestion that actually this one's wife wasn't there playing the role of Florence Nightingale, who was in actual fact already in Jamaica living it up, partying hard, chucking back the booze, and getting rather friendly with some silver-haired fox. If that was accurate, then it would appear that not only had she told another porky pie, but had utilised her own child as the basis of an excuse for not attendance and covering up what she was actually doing. Yet, this article tells us a wave of concern washed over the British royal family and the world today as news broke of Prince Archie's hospitalisation. According to sources close to the Sussexes, this one's wife revealed to Prince Harry that their young son had been admitted to the hospital after experiencing a high fever. Details surrounding the nature of Archie's illness remain scarce, but the initial reports have understandably sparked worry and sent shockwaves through the public. Upon hearing of Archie's hospitalisation, the Duke is said to have immediately panicked, eager to be by his son's side. He is now expected to fly back to the United States as soon as possible to join this one's wife and be with their son. As I always explain to you, I leave it up to you to make a determination as to the veracity of this material. Is it the case that Archie is unwell? And has this information been released for the purposes of engendering sympathy, rather than remain private, as this one's wife allowed this information to be released about her child so that she can use it as a means to control Harry by causing him to come back from wherever he is, which is presumably Jamaica, where he is clearly with her. Naturally, it doesn't stack up. First of all, it would be unlikely that this one's wife would release such information. You would think to yourself, well, hang on a minute, HG, she is a narcissist and therefore anything's game. Absolutely right. But remember, she operates a facade as being a caring mother, and therefore that will take prominence over seeking sympathy as a consequence of his illness. That she would rather keep such matters quiet, as she ordinarily does with the children. We barely see them, which of course causes many people to think that they don't actually exist. The fact is, this one's wife, ordinarily as a narcissist, would be parading her children, living through them, triangulating people with them. The fact that she doesn't suggests that there is some problem in relation to them, as I've explained in previous videos about why we never see the children. Ordinarily, a mid-range narcissist would be thoroughly pleased and delighted about children and would be wanting the world to see them. The fact that they're hidden suggests that there is an overriding reason that is preventing her from ordinarily trampling all over that boundary and exposing them at large to the world. Because she doesn't do that, it similarly also seems unusual that she would allow information to be revealed about his hospitalisation. Furthermore, there is no other news about this apparent hospitalisation across other newspapers and broadcasting outlets, which tends to suggest that the information is inaccurate and is somebody seeking to capitalise upon the suggestion that one of the children was recently unwell. More realistically, it's more going to be the case that neither of the children were ill, that was just utilised as an excuse for this one's wife's non-attendance at the Bell End of Aviation Award. The actual reason being driven by her narcissism. She wouldn't attend because she didn't want to play second fiddle. And she either was in Monty Shit Show and didn't go, utilising the child as an excuse, or she was indeed in Jamaica, as had been suggested. But either way, the child wasn't ill, and that was just put out there as an excuse to cover up her non-attendance and her attendance elsewhere. It appears to me that somebody has taken the suggestion that one of the children was unwell and has created a false article suggesting that the child was hospitalised and had a high fever. In actual fact, neither of the children were ill, and that was just an artifice created by this one's wife in order to allow her to do what she wanted. Once again, the creation of what is ostensibly a false article plays into her hands, whereby she's able to point to it's another lie that's being propagated against me. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.